Okay, yeah. I don't know where Jaden's at, but he'll probably hop in. That's okay. We got Raymond and BJ here as well, so they can. They've been in. I'm sure you met them in the Telegram. They've been helping out with a few things. But yeah, glad to kickstart number 17 of the weekly dev call. For those who've been showing up every single week, that's amazing. Excited to see you. Yeah, so we returned back from FWB Fest or FWB Fest this Monday. So we've just been catching up on a lot of things. A little bit of an overview. The festival went really well. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's a festival put up by Friends of Benefit. They are like I don't know how you describe them, a community of culture makers, and the festival was in Idlewild in California. And yeah, it was like pretty, I would say pretty much anyone who was in the culture or creative space and Web3, they were there. There was catalog, people from Song Camp, like just all of the and Seed Club was there, like amazing projects all centered in one area. We did I did a talk there. I think I could share it here if there's interest. But yeah, I did a talk there. It did touch on NPCs, so of course we had to kind of spread the word over there. But yeah, I'll send you guys the link. They only have the live stream link, so I think that has a time marker of where when my talk began. Um, but yeah, it went really well. We also did two workshops. We call them bead DAO, where people were like making beaded lizards, and then we gave them an NFC chip. And the really cool thing is that when you met someone at the festival, you can tap on their their lizard, and then you would mint a token, an NFT. So this is something that we're experimenting a lot with, physical and digital, and allowing people to kind of like engage with it in a fun way. You can see some of the amazing artwork that Alana from our team worked on. Yeah, and the first iteration of this was like minting beads inside of beads inside of beads, which, as you all know, is using 6551. In this second version, we simplified it. So there is, I mean, they have Tokenbound accounts, but we're saving it for a little bit later of what we want to do with, putting stuff inside of the beads. So yeah, we got back on Monday. Things were going well, and the team is like catching up on a bunch of things. I think on a high level, we're really focused right now on establishing the narrative, or like how us as an ecosystem should be thinking about Tokenbound. I think a lot of people already in the ecosystem, like in the NFT or crypto there, they are pretty much aware of 6551. People either understand it or they're gonna do something. They're gonna like build something in the near future. I think our role now as a community, as everyone on this call, GM, is to think deeply about, what are the implications of this? Like, why is this the future, right? Because I think we all imagine that token bound accounts, it takes NFTs to the next level, right? But I think the biggest friction we're going to get is a lot of people will be, well, why do I need this? Like NFTs are fine the way they are. NFTs are assets that you buy, sell, and trade. Why would I want to do anything with it? Why would I want to log in as my NFT? So those are kind of like the bigger existential, I think, questions that at least we're thinking about, and it's translating into an update to tokenbound.org, the website, to really help with any new folks who may not fully understand, the purpose of this. So we're working through that, and alongside of that, we are also updating the docs and all of that. We've also been going deep down the rabbit hole around L2 research. I think the future that we see is this idea that NFTs have value on mainnet, but have utilities on layer twos. We've talked about this topic a few times. So we are actively, or Jaden and I, and are actively talking to some of the smartest people in this space around state proofs and all sorts of stuff to kind of figure out what's the optimal path for NFTs to kind of operate and function across all EVM chains. So yeah, that's kind of a high level overview of what's been happening. Of course, I can't really speak to. I think Jaden's just working on the new contract implementation. I don't think he's here, so he probably would be the best person to give that update. But I'm going to pass the mic to new folks who are joining us today. So as always, welcome to the new members who are joining the weekly dev call. We have these calls every single week on Thursday. This is number 17 at 8 a.m. Pacific. I know that's very late for some folks in Singapore, but really appreciate you showing up. So for the new folks, if you want to raise your hands, raise your hand if you would like to do an intro. We'd like to give the mic to you. Okay, Paul,
Hey,
take it away.
Benny, yeah, just really quickly, I wanted to share the brief that we're doing with Radar DAO,
Yes,
just because you
100%.
mentioned earlier that we are looking into what 6551 means and what the NPCs mean, and just what kind of games and what kind of futures we are imagining with these new technologies. So we are announcing something pretty soon, but for now, I guess what we can share is there's the funding pool that we are doing with Future Primitive, and we'll have more soon. I guess I'll announce it in the Telegram channels once we have the full brief coming in the next few days.
Do you want to give a higher level or like a kind of like what people should expect?
Yeah, sure. So I guess just for context, Radar DAO is a decentralized group of researchers, and we've been working with them to kind of brainstorm around what 6551 AI and NPCs mean for the future of games. And we'll be releasing a report around that, hopefully, actually, maybe the next few hours. I'm just waiting on Fancy to close everything out. But there's going to be a page there in Radar, and we'll be funding projects that are building on these technologies and really imagining what the future is. So yeah, so I will share everything once we have them. But looking forward to having all of you join. And there's a funding pool, so there's some ETH that's gonna be going around.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had a chance to set this up along with Paul, and yeah, I think it's like feel like exploring beyond what is possible. Awesome. Okay, so for new folks, again, raise your hand, and you don't have to be new. You could have been in the Telegram, but if you've never done an intro, I mean, now's the time. So, I gonna try to pronounce this name. I do apologize. Ju Hyun. Did I pronounce that correct? I apologize.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job, man. Okay, so yeah, you can call me Hyun. It's Hyun, but yeah, it's easier to pronounce it Hyun, so you can call me Hyun. So I'm not actually a dev. I'm a researcher at SkyGG, and I'm making an 6551 ecosystem map to like archive and make it more straightforward on which projects are currently building on 6551. Wait, let me get a link of it. It kind of looks like here I'm really building this and starting on a low level. And yeah, sorry, Benny, I kind of forgot Future Primitive, so sorry for missing you guys out. But yeah, it's you guys are gonna be on it next update. So it was kind of hard for me to figure out which project is building, like from an outsider's view. So I kind of decided to hop in on the dev call for like research purposes. And yeah, so I plan to update these like every like in 2 weeks. So if maybe anyone is interested on adding themselves in, I'm always free to chat or give me a DM or ping or anything. It'll be very much appreciated. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Really good to meet you. All good. All good. No worries. Um, yeah, I think Hyun, you should talk to Adrian here in this chat. There's a few folks, and I think even in the docs, Angela from our team is trying to put together these like overviews of projects. I will admit, there's like so many. I mean, the working group has grown so much, and a lot of people, they may not show up for the weekly dev calls, but people are building things, and so it's great that we should definitely like all sync up and have like a way for people to submit and their projects. Cool. Melvin, do you want to do a quick intro?
Hi, Benny. Thanks. I'm Melvin. I founded a crypto company called SahiCoin two couple of years back. I actually moved on from that work, and we were building crypto investments platform, a social platform. Now I'm actually working more in the NFT space, and actually I attended Eat Global Waterloo hackathon, and that's where hacked a bit on 6551 over there, got super enthused about it. Currently, I'm actually participating in Eat Global Super Hack, and I'm actually building a platform for curators to make independent collections. Think about like art curator. They have a fall collection of let's say 15 NFTs, where they just collect stuff from different artists and make it into one single collection. We're doing that with 6551. The idea is that the curators in the art world play a major role in giving legitimacy to a lot of artwork. So the idea that we're working on is that if digital assets and digital art also has such kind of a structure, people will kind of find that, okay, fine, there are these legitimate curators who are essentially doing this work. The second part that we're essentially doing is once these collections are made, they can be attested by any art gallery or an auction house. They just use EA. We just use EAS to give the attestation to that particular collection. So a TBA can have an attestation from the Met saying that, hey, this is the we kind of give our stamp on this, and another artist, a famous artist, can come and give their stamp on it. And the larger picture that we are looking at is, can we integrate with the lens? How can we make sure that these attestations come into these collections so that the credibility of the curator then becomes more better as they collect better and better NFTs. So this is pretty much, I know I went on a rant over there, but that's a lot of things that we're exploring right now.
Awesome. Welcome, Melvin. Welcome. Did you meet us in Waterloo?
Yes, we did. We did.
Awesome.
I met you and
Awesome.
Jaden over there.
Perfect.
So,
Hey, welcome. Any new folks or any folks who would like to do a quick intro before we switch it over? None? Okay. All good, all good. One thing that we've been getting a lot of questions on, I have sort of a meme picture that's mostly just for funds. But I think it's relevant. One of the questions we're getting a lot is like, um, people are confused about like, is 6551 a replacement of 721, or how does 6555 or so? Well, I added an extra five. How does 6551 work with 4337 and all of that? So I figured it'd be a good time for us to kind of for me to share this meme, and I'll precursor it as a meme for fun. But I think it's relevant. Um, so I think the ultimate mission that we're all on, that's why we're in crypto, is that we all believe that this technology that is the blockchain and crypto is beneficial to people around the world, right? So I think we all are on that same mission. But I think that at least for how we're thinking about it is, account abstraction is this wave. It's a huge wave. It's been a wave that's been forming for a very long time, since Vitalik wrote the essay about it, and even the standard. And especially for me, I was at Dapper Labs. I had a chance to work on Dapper Wallet, which was one of the first smart contract wallets. And funny thing is, people don't know, but when we created Dapper Wallet, it was we were actually paying gas. We were giving free gas on Ethereum mainnet for like your first 3 or 5 CryptoKitties transactions. So the whole like paymaster, all of that, like of course it wasn't called that at that time, but I think this movement's been here for a while. Smart contract wallets, and now it has a name, account abstraction. And so this wave is huge. It's a huge wave that is all entirely focused on wiping out the public or the private key, the current wallets that we're all used to, that are very difficult for user onboarding. And the way that I at least think about Tokenbound is that we're on that wave. We are part of the account abstraction wave, except that our surfboard or our method is through NFTs, right? It's through NFTs that are cute, they're friendly, they're personable, they're like online identities or on-chain identities. That's just our approach, right? While account abstraction on the whole, like they have different methods of like engaging with other folks. But I know, again, this is a meme, but I figured I'd share it with you for the folks who are new, or for the folks who are trying to wrap their heads around like what is the overall mission here, right? And for us, it's like, well, if a billion people got an NFT that was super cool looking, maybe they're more willing to engage in the blockchain technology, right? Rather than, hey, why don't you just set up a wallet? But for what purpose, right? So yeah, that's my little meme here that I wanted to share. Okay, we could go into demos now, or questions. We have Raymond and BJ here who have been working on the iframe and the SDK. So I'll just start off with any questions from the folks here, and don't worry if you have like a very basic question, but any questions that you've been burning to ask in the weekly dev call? No burning questions? Okay, everyone seems to be good. All right. If there are questions, feel free to raise your hand or throw it in the chat if you can't like unmute. If not, we could go into demos. So any folks want to give an update or a demo of their project, just raise your hand and then we could kind of get to you. Okay, D, go ahead. Let me give you the co-host's permissions so you can share. And if anyone else wants to do a demo, I'm looking at you, sweet man. I'm looking at Deacon. I'm looking at a few folks here that have been working on cool stuff. So just want to make sure that you have the chance. So okay, D, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. I got a super quick demo today, but wanted to share a little project we worked together with Spartan Labs. So Adrian and Audrey on the call as well. So we're working on a product called Kiosk. The idea is we aggregate all the project we know regarding 6551. So this is an aggregation side. Let me quickly show you guys. So for now, these are this is a curated list of projects we know are utilizing 6551. So we actually collected the information ourselves. Some of this might not be accurate, so feel free to reach out to us and we can get this updated. And the other thing this one support is you can list the project yourself. So click on this button, we'll go to creator side where you can log in with your Ethereum wallet and adding a project you're working on, even it's still in development. So these are the two I added, and there's a way for you to self-serve and adding a new project. I keep pressing the Google Meet, but here like you can actually add your own project from here. And it doesn't have to be on the mainnet already. And if it's still in development, it's totally fine as well. So feel free to add your own projects in here. It will have a short approval process because given the state of there are so many scam projects out there. So we have a simple approval process for your project to be up there. But feel free to talk to us. We're in the Tokenbound working group Telegram chat, or you can add it yourself, and we're gonna approve it quickly. The other thing we wanted to share is for the kiosk project, we are doing this as a very first step. Is really to help out the community because we think many people are interested in the area, but it's hard to find and gather all the information. But the team here actually have another vision that we are looking beyond NFTs as the JPEGs. So we wanted to explore the possibilities of using NFT as applications or extensions, things that have can do certain actions on the user behalf or perform certain actions for the user. So we are building certain apps in that area as well. So if you are interested in that area, we're open to have a chat with you guys as well. So I'm gonna put my Telegram handle in the chat. So if you're interested to have a chat, feel free to reach out to me. And we're definitely interested to talk to anyone who's building in this space. So that's my quick demo. Any questions? If not, I'm going to stop sharing. But please do go to the ebkiosk.xyz, and we're hoping to get more projects in there as well. And we're going to add more features on this side as we go along as well. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dee. That was super cool. Okay, sweet man. We're gonna pass you the mic.
Cool. Hi everybody. It's been a couple weeks. I went heads down to build this out, but it's live now. I want to start. I really like the TV kiosk, and I'm working on registering the project that I'm about to demo. And it looks like I need to add a banner. So give me 1 second to add the info so that I can finish this. I like the website. It all looks good. I'll add in some more info. I'm going to just try to get basic image info in so that it works. And can I just submit it? Banner image is required. Looks like it's loading the banner image. This is a really awesome self-serve. It's way better than the Google Forms. Logos required. I'm just going to upload the same image because I'm just trying to get this submitted right now so we can keep going with the demo. I'll start off with the questions. So the main question that I'm looking to answer is, how can I build in on our page this connect with NFT button? It looks like you guys are using Wallet Connect, and so I have a feeling you guys are using Web3 Wallet. I just want to ask before I start diving into the docs, do you guys have anything out of the box that I can use to use that? Can you point me in the direction of what technology you guys are using? We want to start having the 655 that we're spinning up connect with other apps, and it sounds like it's not inside of the SDK yet. And so if you can just point me in the direction of what is the technology you guys are using, I can rebuild what you guys are doing. Looks like we might be good. Slugs can only contain, okay, so you guys have some create. And was I able to submit? Okay, I submitted. So I was able to use the demo. Thank you for giving us a product for 6551 that we can use. This is really awesome. Okay, so now I'll go into my demo. For this week, we have done our mainnet launch of Creators. Creators is a PFP collection, and when you mint, you get, originally on day one, we were spinning it up so that in the same mint transaction, we were spinning up the smart wallet and then airdropping a token inside. Immediate feedback from the community was doubling the gas cost so that we can airdrop another NFT and spin up a smart wallet on ETH mainnet was not really, it was not received well. And so we've since broken it out so that the initial transaction to mint the NFT is only minting the original NFT. And then we do this on their user profile if they have not set up their smart wallet. And then when they click this, it opens up a transaction that both registers the smart wallet, and then it also airdrops the NFT. And so when that happens, you can see a valid profile. So here is my actual live profile. You can see that I have already loaded a smart wallet, and my smart wallet has NFTs inside of it. And so each of these you can click to then get redirected over to OpenSea to see the actual assets. And so as a result of that, if you want to look at on-chain data, there was a big drop-off in ERC 6551 tokens getting registered. We dropped our first mint date was on 8/8. And so you can see right here on 8/8, Ethereum saw a massive spike up to 358 Tokenbound accounts getting created. And then yesterday, our allow list opened. And so we saw another 416 smart wallets get created on ETH mainnet. And then today, the data got updated about an hour ago, and we've had about 41. But it's still the start of the day. There's a whole lot more degenning to do. And rolling that down into, we are now the top project that is supporting ERC 6551. We just passed Sapiens. And so Creators is pumping out a whole lot. We've got 20% just about of all the Tokenbound accounts that are being created on ETH mainnet. Where was I going to go from there? And so now I'm going to roll into questions of where we're trying to build. The big thing that our community wants is to like that Wave said, they want to be able to use those PFPs to drive stuff. And so now that we've built out a whole user profile for users to see and visualize, we want to add a little button to connect so that users can connect their Tokenbound account to OpenSea to buy and sell NFTs with their creator, so that they can connect it to sound and buy and sell music NFTs and connect with the broader ecosystem. And the other question that I have is, I've been really loving the Zora network, and they're really incentivizing me to start building over there more ERC 6551 infrastructure. And so I've already expanded with Raymond, adding on Polygon mainnet, Polygon Mumbai, and Optimism. I would like to put in a PR today to upgrade to include the Zora network, Optimism testnets, and Arbitrum mainnet and testnet. And so I'm just curious if that pull request will be received if I open it up into Tokenbound, or if I should just keep it private. So I'll end this with a affirmation of the two questions. First question I have, what is the technology you guys are using to do the connect with NFT? My gut is it is Web3 wallet inside of Wallet Connect. I'd love to hear if that assumption is correct. Second question, can I open up a PR inside of the Tokenbound iframe to support the Zora network, Arbitrum mainnet, Arbitrum testnet, and Optimism testnet? I'll stop there.
This is awesome, sweet man. Creators look super, super cool. Yeah, to answer your first question, the Web3 wallet is what's connecting the wallet. It's just using Wallet Connect's SDK under the hood. This is a bit finicky to set up. We do plan to put it in the SDK pretty soon. But if you want to jam on just putting it right into your site, I can give you some, feel free to DM me and we can jam on that if you want. But yeah, you should be able to pop this in and use it. And so this will be in the SDK eventually, but not right now. PRs to the docs are always super, super appreciated, both the iframe and the docs. I know there was people at Superhack who were deploying to Zora network and to Optimism-based networks. So take a look and see if they're already up there. But yeah, would love a PR for anything you want to add here.
Thank you guys. Really exciting for where this is heading.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, let's give a round of claps. I mean, the application you built has deployed the most Tokenbound accounts, so that's incredible. We're all up on, it's amazing. So congrats on that, and keep up the good work. Any other demos here? I think Junie, did you have your hand raised? Or any other folks, if you want to do a demo, just raise your hand and then we could give you co-host to present.
Yeah, I'll quickly do one. It's not a demo, but I just wanted to squeeze in and share because we do have a meetup coming, and our team grabbed up something recently to create what's going on in the meetup. but at the same time, like we managed to kind of map out, like put in how all these different assets now goes into a PFP NFT within the spaceship. So the spaceship is below, it's going to go below the Pudgy Penguin. And we're hoping to release the game like next week, like within 1 or 2 weeks. So when that game goes live, you'll be collecting all these different assets from the game to your PFP NFT and hopefully build an identity around it. And at the same time, I kind of wanted to tell everyone that we are hosting like an ELC 6551 meetup, and it's a co-host with Tokenbound account, of course, and we have some awesome sponsors. So this is September 5. If anyone is in South Korea and wants to attend, I can. It's this. All the details are going to go public probably around next week, Wednesday. I'll be posting it on the Telegram room, but like wanted to give heads up to people who come to the dev call, so I could get a spot for you guys. If you reach out to me personally on TG, I'll do an RSVP for you.
Awesome, Junie. Excited for that meetup. For anyone going to Korea Blockchain Week, I've already seen a lot of people who are flying there. It's making me jealous. May change my mind, but we'll see. We'll see. Cool. So, Deacon, do you want to do a quick demo or an update?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. I could share a screen, I think, but mainly,
Yeah, wait. I'll send you the permissions. Sorry.
so
Okay, yeah,
I'm
you're good.
Okay, cool. I'm Deacon from DAO House. We've been working in the DAO space for several years, doing a lot of experiments, helping a lot of new DAOs get started. And recently we've gotten really excited about 6551. Kind of this idea of the NPC or, the NFT actually being the member of the DAO. And so Jekyll, who's also on here, and if you want to get up and talk, that might make more sense. But he's starting a project called Silo House, and this is probably what I could share. And so we did an initial proof of concept last month, or maybe a little before that, of testing kind of this idea of NFTs as members of these on-chain DAOs. So DAO House works and maintains and built the Moloch contract framework. And so DAO House is the front end that kind of is a SDK that allows interacting with that very easily. And the Moloch contracts have their own kind of flavor of on-chain governance. What Silo House wants to do is kind of a couple things. And one of the things it's looking at is RDF, which is retroactive DAO formation. So you can kind of imagine all the NFT communities that are already out there. They've kind of been DAO in name only. But what we can kind of do now is spin up a DAO around an NFT community using the NFTs actually as the members of the DAO. So any like previous NFT community that's been launched, they can now have their own on-chain DAO, their own on-chain kind of social token and governance, treasuries, all those things. So this is kind of what Silo House is starting with, and it's then upgrading, or it'll continue to work on other solutions, kind of mixing these two technologies of NFTs and DAOs. And so, we've had a lot of luck in the past at DAO House with, DAOs being used to crowdfund, to start onboarding, to allow that kind of shared ownership. One of like the things that we really are here for, and I think this merge of the two technologies is really going to unlock a lot of that original dream. So Silo House is really cool. Check it out. They're really, if you want to get involved, they're just getting started now, bootstrapping. They're getting the teams all put together. Jekyll and Root Draws are spearheading it, and we'll probably see some RDF stuff really soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Deacon and Jekyll. Yeah, I'm personally really excited about RDF or retroactive DAO formations. I think it's has a lot of potential because there's so many NFT projects out there that have launched in the last 6 or so years that have an amazing community and amazing art, but the creators have sort of rugged, or they've gone silent, or they've ditched the project. And RDFs is a way to kind of give the power back to the community, where they hopefully can have some way of governing these communities and taking control of it, or having some sort of shared treasury. So the work that Deacon and Jekyll and Root Draws is doing with Silo House is hopefully going to be the expansion of RDF across the space. So yeah, definitely talk to them, or if you're excited about it in the working group, feel free to share ideas as well. Awesome. Any other demos? Any other things the community would like to share here, or things or questions that you all have? One thing I'd like to share, if nobody is going to jump on here, so I was having a chat with Koopa Troopa. I don't know if you guys know him, but he runs the Coop Records, and he pointed to me this drop on Sound from Daniel Allen. As you can see, all these different camo or like default images. These are all actually Tokenbound accounts. So they actually did a music drop of this song inside of a bunch of Tokenbound accounts for I think the NFT was like a pass key, and so it's a very early exploration of like, what if you have an NFT membership where you automatically receive the latest songs from this artist, right? And so we're working with different platforms to adopt, like pulling in information or the image of the NFT. As you know, even in OpenSea, if you've tried the Connect with NFT, it's like a default image, not the image of the NFT. So something I wanted to highlight here, of like people already dropping music NFTs inside of Tokenbound accounts. Seth, do you want to do? I guess you already. Yeah, if you want to like unmute and say something, that we'd love to.
Hey guys, how's it going? I don't know if you can hear me, but
We
yeah,
can.
cool. Yeah, so I'm working on composability infrastructure, some stuff with package management and securing the software supply chain. Looking to make it easier to kind of leverage primitives in different contexts, and really just kind of just upgrade the standards that we have for like introspectable protocols and composable applications on decentralized infrastructure. So yeah, I don't have a demo to share with you today, but yeah, it's cool to see sort of the excitement around this primitive and all the cool integrations you guys are working on. Yeah.
Welcome, Seth. Welcome. Cool. I'm gonna pass the mic to BJ and probably Jaden after that. But BJ, do you want to give an update on the SDK?
Yeah. I've been working this week on refocusing a little bit on the SDK after some Tokenbound work. What we're trying to do is get in the habit of shipping work on tokenbound.org and then moving it into the SDK. So I've had a little bit of renewed energy, and especially post FWB, to jump back into the SDK and have some things to work on. So we have an update forthcoming. I just need to work with Jaden on getting it out on NPM that integrates some of the testing work that I've done over the last couple of weeks, as well as an update that allows people to check if accounts are deployed. I know a lot of people have been asking about this. Forthcoming also, we're going to be working on getting NFT data directly within the SDK. This is something a lot of people have been asking about, and it will just simplify the workflow for a lot of people. So these are kind of the things that are on my plate right now and forthcoming immediately. And then we do have a lengthy list of updates that we want to get into the SDK. Jada mentioned Wallet Connect functionality, and then there's lots of work to be done moving some of the transaction work that's been done on tokenbound.org back into the SDK as well. So people can do things like transferring NFTs, transferring ETH, transferring ERC20 tokens, and so on. So yeah, lots forthcoming, just a matter of spending the time to do the diligence and get it into the SDK with appropriate testing.
Awesome. Thank you, BJ. Perfect. I did want to show something before I pass it to Jaden, so I'll share my screen here. Okay. Okay, so some of you guys already know this, but I like to show it because it's like I always think it's magical, and I actually have been using it. So if you go to Tokenbound, you may have seen, if you've already deployed your account, you may see this button, Connect with NFT. That basically means you could connect to any dApp. So I highly encourage you guys to try it out because number one, we get to see if we have any bugs or any issues. But number two is this is the whole future that we're trying to construct, right? Where NFTs are usable. Literally, they are usable. You can log in as your NFT. So I just wanted to show a quick like overview of how you would do it if you were in like an OpenSea. So if you go connect wallet, you click wallet connect. It should pop this up, and you just do copy the button up here, and then you click connect. It automatically pastes it, so you don't have to paste it, and that's it. So as you can see, the address of this Tokenbound account is 0x5e. I've effectively just logged in. If I go to my profile, you'll see here 0x5e. And this is what I was saying, is that this picture here, it'd be amazing that it would pull up my all-stars, and the name should say all-stars 2987, but it doesn't. But for the purpose of this showing how it already works, you can see I have like the monarch and this CryptoKitty, same thing here, right? Reflected. So I've effectively logged in as my NFT. And I have some ETH in this all-stars, so I can actually go and buy things as my NFT. And it's the same thing across all dApps that have Wallet Connect. If you click Wallet Connect here, you could connect to many dApps, and you repeat the same step. And you'll see very shortly that now I've logged in as my NFT. And it works it's super easy. And if I wanted to, I could do a Uniswap trade right now as my NFT. I probably won't do it, but you know, if I did do this transaction, it will be done through my NFT, not my MetaMask. So yeah, for those who have not tried it yet, it works. I encourage you all to give it a go and let us know.
Wow,
Yep.
Benny. Just gotta
Yep.
say, really excited with what I just saw.
Yeah,
So
it's
beautiful.
it's a mind-blowing moment for sure.
Wow.
Right?
Glimpses
Yeah,
of
like
the future, right?
yeah, like a lot of people don't know, like, oh wow, really? You could log in as your NFT. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. It's here. So we get spread the word. Okay, it's 10 minutes to. Jaden, I'm going to pass it to you. Any updates on the standard or any big feedback that you've seen this week?
Yeah, pretty slow week in terms of feedback on ETH Magicians. Again, would love anyone's feedback. The big update that we shipped, it just went live on Monday, is we shipped the new version of the EIP to review last week, I believe, and this week it got merged in, so now it's officially part of the spec document. We've updated the Tokenbound implementation on GitHub and the reference implementation on GitHub to use the new version of the EIP. It's a slightly different interface. And so if you're playing around with them, you can play around with those. Right now, the contracts that are live on mainnet are still the beta versions that were previously released. So what we're working on right now is getting those contracts, these new contracts with the new interface deployed, so that you all can be using the most up-to-date version of ERC 6551. Everything that is on mainnet and you're playing with right now is still going to work. It's still going to be able to be used. The registry, the Tokenbound account implementation. There will be an upgrade for that Tokenbound account implementation if you want your users to be able to upgrade to like a fully 6551 compliant version, since there are some things that changed the interface. But yeah, right now that that EIP proposal update is out, our biggest focus is working on these next version of the Tokenbound account contracts that are fully compatible with the new spec changes. So very close on that. We'll let you all know when those. There'll be instructions in the readmes and everything on how to do that. Before Digital Oil.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Just a quick kind of basic question. When using the vanilla account implementation, is there anything that you cannot do with that account that you can do with an EOA?
That's a good question. I don't believe so. I mean, message signing is done differently with a smart contract account than an EOA, but you can still sign messages in dApps that supports EIP 1271. There's pretty good support for that across the boards, but Vitalik has said dApps basically have to support that to be modern Ethereum dApps. So signing is a little bit different between a smart contract account and an EOA. But other than that, they can do everything. They can hold tokens, they can execute transactions. They have more features than an EOA does, because you can do things like delegate calling that you can't do with token or with an EOA. So if anything, you get more that you can do with a smart contract account than an EOA. It's just some things, the mechanic through which you do them are slightly different. Cool, go for it, Sweden.
It sounds like we can upgrade existing Tokenbound accounts if or when this comes out. Can anybody run that upgrade, or is it the owner of the token? What will it look like for someone to upgrade to the newest implementation?
Yeah, so it's owner upgradable. So the owner of the Tokenbound account has the ability to upgrade. They don't need to, right? Like these accounts will continue to work. The SDK is going to continue to support the previous version of the account interface. So if you're using kind of the tooling that we've released, you won't have any issues with that. It should be pretty out of the box if you upgrade to the new version of the SDK. But users who do want to upgrade their account can. What that'll do is it'll just make the users won't even notice a difference in functionality. The functionality is exactly the same. It's just slightly different naming on some of the functions. And so you can guide your users through that upgrade if you want, if that's valuable. But the existing contracts will continue to work as is.
I might have missed it right there. What do you think is the biggest upgrade that the new implementations have that the existing one does not?
Yeah, so the new implementations, we're working on a version 3 implementation of the Tokenbound account contracts, which has some new features. But the upgrade that I'm talking about here is it just changes some of the function names. And so there's no required owner function. The execution interface is variable. It's mostly developer experience things that makes it easier to build custom Tokenbound account implementations. There's very few things that affect what a user actually does. For example, like auth checks, you no longer check owner, you now check is valid signer. Very similar, but just a little bit nicer to use from a developer perspective. So yeah, so those are the only changes. Like from a user perspective, there shouldn't be any noticeable changes. It'll almost all be changes in the SDK or for people building custom Tokenbound accounts. Go for it, Deacon.
Oh, I just tried the Connect with NFT feature. That's super cool. Well, one thing I was wondering in the SDK, is there going to be maybe some helpers, kind of like how ENS has a lookup, and you can pull down the profile picture and name and stuff like that on a front end to help, so to display someone's profile instead of as the pixelated thing. It could be like their NFT picture or something like that. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? I guess it could get weird
Yeah,
because
for sure.
the NFT could also have an ENS, but yeah.
Yeah, so we are working on that. That BJ is adding that to the SDK. You'll be able to, for any deployed Tokenbound account, you'll be able to pull in the NFT data and render that within your application. So if you want to be Tokenbound account aware, you can use the SDK, and it'll give you a check to see whether a given address is a Tokenbound account, and if so, what token is attached to it. Sweet. Yeah, any other questions, thoughts, demos, things people want to chat through? I know we're coming up on the hour here.
Cool. If not, I think the last thing so the FP team will be in New York, probably September 18th ish. So for those who know, we're organizing an event called NPC Day. NPC Day is, as we all have probably read, is focused on the idea of an NFT with a Tokenbound account and an AI model. So for us, NPC stands for Networked Playable Character. And so this event's on September 20th in New York and Brooklyn. So any folks here who will be around, definitely RSVP. We have limited spots, so the venue we have is supposed to be an intimate gathering, maximum around 50 folks. So we unfortunately cannot accept everybody, but if you are around and you would like to come, we invite you guys to sign up. And is it online as well? We'll try our best to live stream. It might be loud. If anything, we'll for sure record it. So yeah, so we'll be in New York for the NPC Day. If you're around, definitely come say hi. And I think that's pretty much it. So again, thank you. This is number 17, the weekly dev call. That's amazing for folks who have come here every day. And I do want to do a special shout out to Jason and Yusuf for all the amazing help from the AirStack team within the Telegram. If you need anything in terms of indexing, token gating, I mean, AirStack, Jason, Yusuf, they are there to help. And shout out to everybody. Keep in mind for Radar, the Radar brief that Paul's going to share. So we'll see you next week. Next week will be weekly dev call number 18. And if you all have demos or questions, definitely come by and share those. So thank you so much. We'll see you on the flip side.